life we live, you have to set your own patterns, your own ideals. You have to handle the whole job yourself.
Yeah. No snow ties, the rain slip slide like Trick Daddy and Trina. Ollie North pulling like 10 million a season. Queen Street visions that nobody believed in. If we not on the charts, my XO niggas eating. 52 consecutive weekends, shout out the weekend. The city gets stronger when everybody is speaking, not when everybody out here beefing. We got it now, we just gotta keep it. America's most wanted, man, I'm still on a run. All these number ones and we still not the ones. No hard feelings, but I still get you spun. When they got diplomas and we still going dumb. Please never label niggas who lay down for a living. My competition is beyond offensive. I'm in it for the glory, not the honor mention. Not trying to be 4 for inches, I'm trying to go the distance. Yeah, distance. I'm on a different mission. This the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. How you forget to fill up with gas on the road to riches? Too overly ambitious, too late to fix it. Too late for condolences when it's over with. I need to start saying shit when I notice it. Be open with people I need some closure with. Be honest with myself and take ownership. Opinions started to burn when tables started to turn. I really used to feel like they loved the nigga at first. Exciting times, revitalize, trust this little light of mine is gonna shine positively. I'm just taking what God will give me. Grateful like Jerry, Bob, and Mickey. Better attitude, we'll see where it gets me. I know catching flies with honey is still sticky. I wrote the book on world-class finesses and tasteful gestures and making efforts and never placing second. Or even better, knowing you're first but then taking second. Inspiring and never taking credit. I know I deserve more, I just never said it. 2 middle fingers as I make an exit. Yeah. Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Winning is problematic. People like you more when you working towards something, not when you have it. Way less support from my peers in recent years as I get established. Unforgiving times, but fuck it, I manage. Why is my struggle different than others? Only child that's taking care of his mother as health worsens and bills double. That's not respectable. All of a sudden, I don't get a pat on the back for the come up. What do you see when you see me? When did all the things I mean from the bottom of my heart start to lose meaning? Maybe I share it with too many people. Back then it used to just feel like our secret. Back when I would write and not think about how they receive it, I'd be trying to manifest the things I needed. And look now, I mean, it's hard to believe it even for me, but you're mindful of it all when you're mindful of it all. How they go from not wanting me at all to wanting to see me lose it all. Things get dark, but my aura just starts glowing. I'm overcome with emotions, ones I can't access when I'm stone sober. Jealous ones still envy and niggas turn King Cobra. I could only speak what I know of. Man, we wrote the book.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Bookit sports community and around the world. Welcome back to another episode of The Morning After. We've got some great things to talk about. We've got some great topics today. And I got news for you. Sat up here a couple weeks ago. And by a couple weeks, I mean literally a week ago.
Maybe days ago.
And we said
It might be days.
And I said some things.
You did.
I said some things about a certain school. I said some things about a certain coach. I said some things about a certain organization.
Mm-hmm. Some choice
Very true, but very true. I'm going to say very true,
very
but choice words. Oh, I said some very true but choice words, and I want to put something on for you guys today here. Because I've never been prouder to be a Providence Friar. And the reality of the situation is we're back. We're going to run the Big East this next year. We just signed Jason Edwards in the transfer portal. That kid averaged 17 in the ACC. I got news for you. Jalen Sellers is apparently supposed to commit in the next couple hours. Mm-hmm. We're also supposed to get Reed Bailey from Davidson potentially in the next couple hours. The Providence Friars are back. And I think it was good that we had those words. I think it was good that I said those things. Because I just got news for you. It was a horrible year, and Kim English, he needed the fire lit under him. And I'm going to say that we lit that fire.
I think we did.
I'm going to say we lit the fire.
As a wise man named Krabs would say, 2 words, back.
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 I mean, but seriously though, this is that's one of the best kids in the portal. Jason Edwards is one of the most pure scorers last year in the entirety of, I would say, college basketball, averaging 17 last year. He just had a horrendous team. And now we get him on the Friars. We're bringing back Ryan Mello. We're bringing back Corey Floyd. And I'm excited to have Daquan Davis. And we also just signed this kid from Europe, Vex. I don't know if you've seen his bag, but the kid has a bag. Shout out Mike Catherman. Subscribe to the Tier 1 sub. 36 months, 3 years of hanging out with Bookit Sports. Thanks for being a part of the family, brother.
Come on. Thank you.
Apparently, RJ Lewis was spotted in Providence last night as well, hanging out with Wesley Cardet.
Yeah.
So we might be levels of back that I don't think Providence has seen in quite some time.
RJ Lewis is the number 3 overall transfer this year.
And I got news for you. He probably might want to stay in the Big East to get his lick back on the St. John's fans that were giving him some choice words throughout the year. So
they might. Dude,
I couldn't be genuinely more excited to get Jason Edwards through the door. It feels like when we got Devin Carter. He is just a guy that I think changes the way you play the game, and I think our problem was last year is we just couldn't score.
Yeah.
We couldn't put the ball in the basket. That was a problem. Everyone would watch the Providence games and DM me and go, dude, this is the worst team of all time. Why do you always make us bet on us? And I literally told him I haven't bet on them in months. And it was because we just couldn't score the rock. And now we got a guy that scores rock.
Now you do.
At an insane clip, by the way.
Yeah.
At an insane clip.
I mean, dude, if you guys get RJ Lewis, that could be...
If we just get Jalen Sellers,
but
I'm good to rock.
I think RJ Lewis, if you get him, though, that means that Providence boosters are pulling out all the stops.
I mean, I think we might have pulled out all the stops for Jason Edwards because I think he's actually very expensive.
You think? I mean, I'm just looking at like the top 50. He's not in the top 50 of transfers. There's a gazillion transfers, so that's not even like, that doesn't really mean much. But RJ Lewis is 3 on this list.
I mean, yeah,
so like he'd be getting a bag, and if he's going there, that means Providence is like serious about winning.
And listen, people are saying, Mike, weren't you officially done with Providence like 2 days ago? I was. But they pulled me back in by going and getting a guy that I believe in. Josh, I just DM'd the Bookit account. This European stud that we also just signed. 6'6", plays professionally in Estonia. Stefan Vox, however the hell you say it. I got news for you. This kid is going to be unbelievable. And all I have to know he's going to be unbelievable is you just got to look at his bag. You just got to look at his bag. You just got to look at his bag and understand that we got a guy.
Pulling him up.
And we played defense. I got Gabe in the Twitch chat telling me, you got all these scores, but where's the defense? We played defense last year. We just couldn't score the rock. Just click on that video.
He looks like he's 14 years old.
And I got news for you. He's going to be the next Luka Doncic.
He actually is going to be dude, he averaged 15 points in Estonia.
The next Luka.
Has to be a bucket.
Literally the next Luka. Look at this bag, dude. Look at this bag. Look at this bag. Off the dribble. Look at this pass, dude. If this is the pass I'm thinking of. Yeah, look at that. Oh! I mean, just finding your guys, man. He pulls from the logo in one of these, too. Dude, he's gross.
That back behind the back.
Dude, he's gross.
That was actually gross.
Dude, he's gross. Look at Kim just going overseas, going to get a guy. Where's the logo 3? There's a logo 3 coming up here in a little bit, and he's just gross. Yeah, I mean, we'll be seeing.
Vox.
I mean, dude, Vox might be my new favorite player.
It has to be Vox.
It has to be. Look at this one from the logo.
Yeah.
See ya. Bang.
Yeah, he's gross. He's gross. I'll give it to you. He's better than fucking Sellers or Edwards.
Today alone, we signed Stefan Vox and Jason Edwards. Providence has never been more back. And we got Daquan Davis from Florida State. We finally have a point guard to replace Jaden Pierre. And guess what, Josh? I got reports. You know where Jaden Pierre is landing? TCU. So enjoy that one, guys, because he is junk.
We can go chirp him.
He is junk.
Right down road.
He is junk. But I got news for you guys. The Natty's back on.
Back on.
Get the buses up and moving. The parade's back on. I scheduled it already.
Up and move. Dude, he played in the FIBA Europe Cup. Averaged 9 games played, averaged 15 points, 15, 3 and 3.
Bang.
It's pretty damn good.
Literally the next Luka.
Against the thing is, like, that's grown men too.
Grown
Like,
men.
you go to college, it's gonna be easier. It should be easier.
Grown men.
Maybe about the same.
Grown men. No,
But
no.
grown men.
Grown men.
Grown men.
European men. That's
Yeah.
what Luca was playing against, and I got news for you. We just found the next Luca. And he's coming to Providence, Rhode Island. That is going to be a shell shock.
I mean, dude, even if he's half as good as Luca,
you know how
still
weird
the best
that's going to
player.
be for him going to Providence, Rhode Island from Estonia? It's going to be a shell shock,
it's probably
brother.
the same shit, dude.
Definitely
It
not.
probably feels exactly the same.
Definitely not. He's going to meet a girl from Massachusetts. He's going to be like, I need to go home. These people are nuts. He's going to meet one guy that calls his room a rum.
Yeah.
He's got that weird
rum, yeah.
Massachusetts accent. He's going to be like, Mom, I want to come home.
Seeing people when people are born now. This kid was born in 2005.
Yeah, fuck that.
That is so crazy.
Couldn't be more out on that, to be honest with you. But this was finally, it just felt like we made the right moves. Last portal season, it felt like guys from Chico State, a 3-point shooter from Georgia. It felt as though he just pieced together guys because he thought Bryce Hopkins and Jaden Pierre were going to be the guys. And now that didn't work out and he got 20 losses, it seems like him and little Napolitano, our AD, got in a room and went, okay, we're going to need to spend some money and we're going to need to go get some guys. And we got some guys. And I don't think he's done yet. And I'll be honest, dude, I'm amped for this season, dude.
Yeah.
I'm amped now.
It's actually sick.
Like, I'm back on in Providence.
I'd be
Jason
back,
Edwards
yeah.
is going to be unbelievable. We didn't have a kid that averaged more than 11 points on the team last year. So now we got a guy that averaged 17 in a really good basketball conference. Bring him to the Big East, make him the guy. We got Daquan Davis, who's going to be able to bring the ball up. Hopefully we get Jalen Sellers. We got this European starlet coming off the bench. Ryan Mello returns from last year, who I think is going to be absolutely incredible. So does our starting center. And I'm excited now. But now, Josh, here's the thing about it. Kim, if you can't do it this year, you're done. You're done.
Yeah,
and I feel like
done.
that has to be the narrative. You're done.
Well, yeah, I think that's obvious why he's making these moves. Like, that's obviously why he's making these moves.
No,
Like,
100%.
he knows that
But
he's
now
done.
if you get
Like,
these guys and we go through scoring droughts
Yeah.
and we lose by 20 to St.
Yeah.
John's again, you're done.
yeah,
You're done.
dude. Also, I'm all in on this Vox kid. I went on his Instagram. He has like 10 pictures. One of them, he is just fully fitted in Bulls gear.
Why?
So I might be all in on it as
Mattis,
well.
Bazelis, maybe?
Maybe.
Are they from the same place?
Bazelis is from Illinois.
Oh,
He is
what?
Estonian though. I think his dad's Estonian, but he's from Illinois. His dad played in the NBA and then lived in Illinois.
What?
Yeah.
I thought Bazelis was straight overseas.
Nah, Bazelis is from Naperville, I think.
No way he's from Naperville.
I think he is.
dude.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you.
What?
Yeah.
He's from Naperville?
Modest Hinsdale. Sorry, Hinsdale.
Dude, I thought he was straight out of Europe.
Yeah. No, his dad is not him.
Oh, so maybe they're a famous family, and then
I think. Let's see, Bazelis nationality. I think he is.
2005. So what? He's 20.
Oh, he's Lithuanian. He's not Estonian.
So what? 2005. He's 20.
Yeah.
A 6'6", 20-year-old. Feed me, dude. Literally feed
Dude,
me.
if you
He could be in college
this
till
kid's
he's
starting.
24.
this kid's starting.
Apparently, he's coming off the bench for Jason Edwards right now in the depth chart.
This kid's gonna be just watching him play.
No, he's gross.
He's a
dude.
starter.
He's gross.
On Providence
dude.
basketball.
He is gross.
Yeah.
He's gross. Apparently, this is going to be the new move too. Now he's going to
overseas.
Europe, yeah,
I mean,
and trying to
feel
get
like
these
it's
kids
not
to
a
come
bad
play
move.
college. It's what they do in hockey. I don't know why you wouldn't do it in basketball.
It's a lot. Hockey's a lot bigger over there than basketball.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Josh, let's run the graphic. Other than Providence College being back, we got a lot to talk about. Let's do it.
Let's.
Welcome back to What in the World, the news segment of the morning after. We talk about what happened in the news last night in sports. Josh,
Mm-hmm.
make no mistake, the economy is crumbling. I don't know if you saw that last night after the tariffs. Everybody lost their cheeks last night, which is why
Yeah.
we're going to have to really dial in on the board today.
I'm gonna have to.
Okay, guys, I just want you to know you might be losing some cashish because Sir Donnie wanted to go ahead and slap some tariffs on some countries, and you knew there was going to be repercussions. So just know we're going to dial in for you.
We'll dial in.
Just know we're going to dial in for you. Other than that, Josh, Providence College, back.
Mm-hmm.
Providence College basketball, back. Intern
Mhm.
Mason, back.
How did that happen?
Well, just because if Providence is back, he's back.
Okay.
You know, he's our boots on ground guy.
Okay.
And if he's not back, then we're in some serious trouble.
Okay.
But Providence College back, Providence College basketball back. The over of the day. Shout out Lakers and Warriors came home.
Shout out. We needed that.
We full faded baseball, so shout out Krabs. I got a shed with your name on it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. And by the way, going to go ahead and once again, cross out Bauer's name.
We didn't full fade, by the way.
We almost did.
The POD pushed. 7.
Going to go ahead and cross out Bauer's name after yesterday's performance out of us and our self-proclaimed baseball guys.
Yeah. What?
The funniest thing that happened, Josh, yesterday, though, apart from the Golden State Warriors beating the Lakers, like you said was going to happen, and it going over.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing that happened yesterday in sports is Ja Morant, after 2 days prior, getting warned about putting up the gun signs and the rifles, hits a 3 last night, and what does he do? He throws up the rifle again.
Does it again.
If there's just some about Ja Morant, he's just a dumb guy. He's just a dumb guy. And I don't say that to be rude, but that's just a dumb move.
Yes.
Once you get warned, because now you know you're either going to get fined or you're going to get suspended. Once you get warned, give it a couple weeks. I don't mind if you bring the iron out again this year, but at least give it a couple weeks. Don't do it in your next game since the warning.
I mean, dude, we talked about this yesterday. It is insane that he keeps doing this.
He just can't control
We
him.
talked about, like, he will never, I don't think he'll ever learn. I think at this point it's just.
Feels wrong wearing this jacket any longer than saying that Providence is back, so I'm going to go ahead and take off the varsity jacket because I didn't play a sport at Providence.
I feel like he is, that might have just been to say, like, fuck you to the league. Like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
for sure.
That's
He's that
definitely
kind
what
of
it
guy,
is.
absolutely.
But it's just insane that, like, he just can't put the iron down.
He just can't put
The fake iron.
Dude, he
down.
can't put the iron away. But I love it.
Again, dude, he's a grown man pointing finger guns at people.
I know, but I love it, dude. Get warned by the NBA, nail a 3, just immediately right back to it. Literally right hawk to it, dude.
Yeah, he is going to be Antonio Brown.
Right hawk to it. I will say an unbelievable present from my buddy for buying me that jacket. But I'll just tell you what. I played sports in high school, so I have an actual varsity jacket. I think I've worn that varsity jacket one time.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing I just can't wear in public, it's a Providence College varsity jacket. Because make no mistake, the only thing athletic I did at Providence was win intramural soccer one time outdoors.
You should get that on there.
Shout out.
You should get that on there. Shout out. I think I have a varsity jacket too from high school, but I've never even seen it. I don't think. I think my mom just has it.
And
Keeps it.
we just put together a team of all kids that played soccer because we were like, we just need to win one because like getting a shirt at Providence is like really hard because like for whatever reason the intramurals are so competitive. So we just like actually handcrafted a team. But then make no mistake, we'd fill Gatorade bottles with beer and mixies every game. So just make no mistake, I won an intramural outdoor soccer championship drunk off my ass.
Good.
So shout out.
Good.
But I just cannot wear that in public.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That is
a lot.
Ton.
That's a lot.
That is a ton to be wearing in public.
A ton.
Because then
Just a
you might get
varsity
someone go,
jacket-
dude, what'd you play?
A varsity jacket of any sort
So
is a
much.
lot. I feel like girls can pull it off. Like if you're going to like a game or something, like wearing like a varsity jacket. Like for a guy though, it's like unless you're like in the early 2000s football quarterback.
Dude, in
That's
my
about
high
the only
school,
part.
dude,
like
in my-
literally movie. That's like it's like fucking High School Musical. That's where you can rock 'em.
at my high school, like there should be no lying. We were horrendous at sports. There was kids that religiously wore their varsity jackets and be like, brother, you guys are on a 6-game losing streak.
Krabs said, sure we can.
That track team, I don't think has won in years.
I think Krabs has a Kami's varsity jacket that he rocks all the time.
Yeah, but he looks good in that.
Dude, I think that one actually is nice. The ones that I don't like are the ones that are like, I mean, mine is so ugly. It's green and yellow. Like green chest, yellow arms. Dude, it is so ugly.
Krabs has the best Commanders gear I've seen off of any
He is
Commanders fan.
fitted.
So it looks good on Krabs.
He is fitted. Trent
looks
has a
good
cool
on
one too.
Krabs.
The Super Bowl one's cool. I think
No, that one's not cool.
you don't like that
But
one.
Krabs
No,
is
that
cool.
one's not cool.
Krabs is cool. I like Krabs. Krabs is cool.
Krabs is cool.
Krabs just has the best,
But it's
like, for a
not-
team that has horrible colors, like, Krabs has somehow found really good Commanders gear, and I commend him for that.
Yeah, it's not. I think that his isn't like one of like the massive ones though, like the full leather. I don't think.
No, it's not. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think so
not.
either.
It's a starter
Lauren has
one.
a cool Rangers one as well. Lauren's got a cool Ranger starter jacket. She just wore to the game as well. I know she said that in chat. But
Yeah,
I
it's a
just can't
starter,
be
it's different, yeah.
can't be wearing that. I can't.
Thanks, bro. It's not easy.
I can't be wearing that in public with the varsity jacket.
Is that leather sleeves?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the leather.
It's just too much.
It's a
It's
lot.
too much.
It's heavy.
We don't even have a football team, and I feel like football is
Yeah, I
the
know,
real
yeah,
varsity jacket.
That's
sport.
really the only sport that you should get it for.
Yeah, I mean, I had kids in my high school bowling team varsity jackets. I mean, that's just we've gone too far. But make no mistake, we were raw as shit at bowling.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually had one of the best bowlers in the
Really?
state. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Our school was gross at badminton for no reason.
What?
Yeah.
We didn't even have badminton.
Yeah, they were gross.
That was like a gym. That was a gym. That was like a week of gym
Yeah.
class maybe where we played badminton.
Ours was a team of 5 girls that would literally just go out there and fuck people,
Wow,
like kill them.
that's sick.
We saw them play in one game because like like how you just like before like a game you like go in the school, like go to the locker room, whatever, get ready.
Sure.
Things are going on in the gym. Badminton team's in there. We just like
Just
went in the
busting.
bleachers, dude. They were so fucking good. It was
That's sick.
insane.
Sick. E. Thorne,
Insane.
first time chatter on Twitch, said, what about wrestling? Any contact sport, physical sport, you can wear a varsity jacket. 'Cause I feel like you
Yeah.
earned it.
I think wrestling maybe more than football. Honestly,
If you're
It's
wearing
like
a
varsity jacket
basketball,
type sport.
soccer,
Soccer especially.
you
yeah.
just
I mean, I
you just
played
can't
that,
be
but-
wearing that.
Yeah.
You just can't be wearing that.
Yeah.
I just got news for you. You can't be wearing that.
It also depends on how good your team is, I think. Like if you're on a soccer team, you're the best player and your team's raw, like you win state, then maybe. But like
But even still, like the varsity jacket is just so far removed.
yeah.
I think it belongs on football players, and I'd say I'd go wrestlers. And you know what? For some weird reason, I feel like maybe swimmers can wear varsity jackets. That just feels like a sport you can throw on the varsity jacket.
It really
makes
does.
sense.
I don't know why.
Basketball,
Track maybe? What
soccer,
about track and field.
because soccer you get warm ups, so that you can just wear the warm up if you want
Yeah.
people to know you play sports. You know what I mean?
You can. They used to make us wear the warm up on game days. It was
I loved it, dude. Throw the warm ups on, boys.
throw the warm ups on.
Let's go.
They were so ugly.
We had some Nike stuff. It was tight.
We were Adidas. We were all Adidas.
Yeah.
We did get all new unis my junior year, which was dope. Like all new shit, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, tennis is another weird one that works. For whatever reason, that's solidified in my head. That's validated.
You have to be so good though. Like,
Yeah,
if
you got to be like
you have to be like the
cracked.
best in the state.
You got to
like
be
that.
so cracked.
You have to be so good.
If you play basketball and soccer, it is actually, I think I agree with the chat. It is actually dead ass more acceptable to wear a full Nike Tech than your varsity jacket.
Yeah, for 100%.
Like, get the fucking varsity jacket off your body, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't wear mine one time in public.
Baseball? Yeah, I would say.
Nah,
No?
no.
I would say baseball.
Unless you're like raw as shit.
I feel like you have to be good at any sport, like to wear a varsity jacket. Like you can't just rock a varsity jacket and not like start on any of the teams.
Yeah, facts.
You're a body either way.
Yeah. Also, like, I think it's just so funny. Like,
Only show it.
yeah, Shohei can. Money Talk Sports gifting a tier 1 sub. Shout out.
Krabs, who is still wearing their varsity jacket post high school?
Yeah, I mean, if you're wearing a post high school, you're a fucking loser. You're just trying to live back in the day. But no, my buddy got me a Providence College varsity jacket. Krabs was just saying I just can't wear that in public because I just didn't play a sport at the school. And that's just a tough look. That's just a tough look. Other than that, Josh, John Morant did hit a game winner, and he called Khalil Ware a pigeon.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Just want to get your gut reaction.
I think it's kind of a funny chirp.
Could you imagine being Khalil Ware? You're like 7 foot. Someone calls you a pigeon.
I think that's kind of hilarious. I think it's that's how you should cheer people. Just like
I had a pigeon guarding me.
that's what I'm saying.
Jesus.
It's like if a kid hears it, they'll be like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." Like they'll think it's funny, but in reality, it's so disrespectful
So disrespectful, dude.
and it's hilarious.
I think it's more
That's how you should
disrespectful
cheer.
than being respectful. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you can be disrespectful while being respectful, being like, yeah, like I just had him on that day. He just couldn't stand with me. And you're like, okay, that felt a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
But it's almost more disrespectful to be like, yeah, this fuck straight up pigeon on me.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Like,
Yeah,
what,
it's more
dude?
disrespectful. Yeah.
But it's like a silly chirp, I'm saying. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
Like
is
he's
kinda-
just like, yeah, no one can guard me in this league. Like just calling him a pigeon
Yeah, I
is
mean-
like so disrespectful.
Also, like he put on a fucking top hat and turned English for a second. That's literally the most English chirp of all time.
You pigeon.
Yeah, it's literally. Am I wrong?
You pigeon. No, you're right, dude. I woke up this morning, just speaking of English. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time in London. We visited a bunch with my family and stuff. And today's weather is just exactly like England. Like just
Yeah.
it rains.
All
It's
day.
like misting, but it's all year round. Just like, dude, just like right now, if a British person moved to Dallas and like woke up this morning, they'd be like, "What a wonderful day!" And we're here just like, dude, this day sucks.
It does suck. Dude, have you seen? I have been in Trench.
Uh-oh.
Those the Spud truck in England. He like makes like
Spud
potatoes.
Bros, yeah.
Dude.
You're on the Spud Bros, though. I know exactly what you're talking about. With the tuna.
The tuna.
The tuna.
You want beans and tuna?
Dude,
Dude,
it looks...
I would throw up in 2 seconds. One bite.
I think it would be good,
I think
but it looks
I think-
fucking gross.
I think cheese and beans would be okay. The tuna on top of that sounds fucking disgusting.
Dude, I've been watching so many Spud Bros videos. I'm going to be keep it a buck with you.
I've watched so many.
I want the chili chicken.
Yeah, the chicken.
chili
Yeah,
chicken
that
looks
does look good.
good,
That does look
dude.
good. Dude, the potatoes like gas themselves. Like the potatoes
Oh,
themselves.
yeah, and they put
like,
that garlic
gas.
butter on it. They got all
Yeah.
that cheese. But
The
I'll tell you what,
tuna.
though, that must sit
Oh yeah,
like a brick, dude.
I'm sure. I'm sure that thing weighs 2-3 pounds. I feel like you don't realize how much it weighs until you get there.
It's also like they don't have to put that the tram sauce. You also don't have to put that much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he can't even close it.
dude.
How do you
The
eat that
amount
for
of
lunch?
cheese that is on that thing, they put like 3 scoops of like massive scoops.
No,
of
but you
cheese.
must have to what? You must have to go home and put it on a plate.
Yeah, you can't
You
eat
can't
that out
eat
of
it
there,
out of
yeah.
that thing.
That's like you might need to like blend that, like mix it all together. I don't even know how you'd eat that.
Well, you definitely take the fork and you tried it, but it's just so.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
so
you're
much.
eating beans, cheese, and tuna before you even get to the potato. You can't even get to the potato, dude.
The tuna.
The tuna.
The tuna looks so fucking slimy, dude.
Dude, it's gross. And apparently it's cold. Remember Keith Lee was like, "Oh, it's cold.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta mix it in."
That's
Oh
what I'm
my
saying. It's like
God.
you have hot everything and then cold tuna on top. Also, I die every single time he says tuna. Every time. Carmen will sit there like Carmen doesn't even want to watch videos anymore. We're like, we'll watch it like on reels on the TV when we're on.
Wait,
Well, dude, when there's like nothing on YouTube, we'll just go to reels and just go through it for like 5 minutes. We're like waiting for a show to come on.
you guys will watch reels on the TV.
Yeah, just on like if you're on YouTube, you just go down and
Yeah,
go
but I've
through it for
never
like 5
heard of
minutes.
doing this before.
Yeah.
Together, just watching YouTube reels.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they'll be on there, and I'm like, dude, we are sitting through this entire thing because it's not leaving our feet. I need to see the tuna every time. Every time.
Reels on TV is kind of crazy.
No, it's not.
That's definitely
Dude,
a little
if
crazy.
you're on YouTube and there's nothing to watch and you're just waiting for something to start for like 10 minutes, going on reels is not crazy.
You might have to go to the dungeon.
I don't think it's crazy. I don't think
Yeah,
it's crazy.
also, the craziest part about it is, did you know there's beef? They have beef with other Spud companies. Like
Oh,
the
there's
Spud
beef.
Bros
Oh, I thought you
beef
meant, like, they
with,
have
I forget
beef.
what
I
his
was
name
like,
is.
I did not see the
No,
beef.
but they beef with like other Spud like there's Spud Bros, then there's the Spud King, and then there's one more dude, and they beef with each other. Like they will
Really?
talk shit about each other in certain TikToks. You got to find it. But apparently the Spud Bros are really taken over. They have like a shop now. You can go in the shop. Have you seen the shop?
I have not seen
You can go in the shop now. That's
I'm-
not the truck.
I'm only on Truck Talk.
Yeah, they have the shop now, which I saw. Some guy tried the shop. But they have like Spud beef. But yeah, dude, those videos are just so good.
So, dude, I
They're
saw.
also, and it's also just like, I hate how he like trolls the people that come up there. He's like, "How you doing today?" And he's just fucking scooping the cheese. Like, all right, dude, it's enough
I
cheese.
saw someone quote tweet a video and say like the first Mexican that goes there and opens a taco truck is going to make generational wealth.
Dude, generational wealth.
Generational wealth.
Dude, sometimes you just see what the British are eating and you go, how the fuck do you live?
Yeah, like dude, like a taco truck there would actually make a gazillion dollars.
Dude, you
a year.
take a Hispanic from Texas in a taco truck and you put him in that same square next to the Spud Bros, he literally would make $1 million in one day.
Elon. He becomes Elon.
Literal.
Yeah.
Elon.
Yeah. Also,
The new start isn't in America. It's making food in England.
dude,
Because they eat like rats sometimes.
I also heard a girl. He's like, "How long have you waited in line?" She's like, 9:30. What the fuck does that mean? And on the thing it said 4.5 hours.
Maybe she got there at 9:30 and then
No,
she got
Dude,
served
but it
at
said 4.5
12.
hours, but 9:30 is 4.5. If that's how they're saying 4.5 hours,
Wait.
Yeah.
You're going to have to.
yeah, dude, Yeah.
Break that down one more time.
He said, how long did you wait in line? She said 9:30.
That's longer than just saying 4 hours.
That's what I'm saying. 4.5. I was like, there's no way that people actually talk like that. Why don't you say 4 hours?
I thought she was saying
4.5
I
hours.
got here 9:30,
No,
and now
that's
it's
what
2
I thought.
p.m.
That's what I thought too. And like on the caption said 4.5 hours. Like, there's no fucking way that she just said that.
Just say 4 hours.
Yeah. Or 5 hours. 9:30.
Dude, it drives me crazy. Sometimes I'll ask my mom what time it is, and she'll say 10:15, and I'll go, just say 9:45.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just say 9:45.
That's how my parents said the same thing.
Just say
too, yeah.
9:45.
Yeah. Just easy. I just don't want to think about it.
There's not a lot.
Those videos will get you upset in so many ways, but they are so addicting.
There's not a lot that the British do that makes a lot of sense. Have you seen the guy Bosch on TikTok?
No.
Just like this dude. He must weigh 500 pounds. I'm not kidding. And he loves Chinese food. And he'll always be like, oh, I'm having a horrible day. It's time for some Chinese food, dude. And he orders the whole restaurant, dude. And his name is Bosch. And I'll be like, Bosch. But, dude, he goes to this place that he loves. It's fucking gross. Let's see if I can just show you. Let's just pull it up.
Bosh.
See if I can pull it up. Dude, he goes to this place. He gets 3 meat pies, 2 mash, which is just mashed potatoes, what's called vinegar, which just, it looks like green throw up, and then he gets jellied eels. Dude, it is the most disgusting looking plate of food, and he sits there, dude, and he just goes, oh,
Oi.
oi,
Yeah.
so good. It's so good. Look at this shit, dude. I'm about to send it to you. If we can pull this shit up. And then we got to move on to sports.
On Twitter.
Yeah, then we got to move on to sports, but this just took me out, dude.
I kind of
saw-
love these little side tracks. That we
Dude,
get
I
on.
saw this yesterday, Josh. I'm like fully in on the Bosch family because I think this guy Bosch is so funny. But dude, this plate looks fucking disgusting, and the guy is jizzing when he gets it. He's like, "This is what you pay for, the vinegar," and it just looks like throw up. And the pies look so gross, dude.
All right, here we go. Oh, dude,
Sorry, you
it's
guys are
so
getting a
good.
crash course in British cuisine.
Yeah, wait.
Cuisine.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
3 pie, 1 mash, and stewed eels, please. And 4 orange juices.
Large orange?
Yes, please. There's the stewed eels, look. I have them for a little while. Yeah, every now and again I fancy it.
Oh, the jelly.
And a 2 and 2, yeah?
2 and 1, please.
How much he puts on this guy?
What have you got? I've got 3 pie, 1 mash, and stewed eels.
3 pie, 1 mash. It's just, dude, that is just mush.
The 360. It's the 360.
Yeah, he's
One with Robin's pie mash in Rockford.
360 on his way back. Dude, it's
Good
just
people,
mush.
but more importantly than that, it's great food. That one don't want to turn over. Got to have chilli vinegar.
Turns the pies over. I don't know why.
The pies don't look bad.
For those that don't know, Scotch mince pies, mash is mash, and that's liquor, parsley sauce. One of the best things you'll ever taste. And the stewed eels, Old East End favourite. It's having Bosh. Pepper. And a dash of salt.
Why is everything like soup? Why can nothing be like solid?
Can you get off the screen? Actually, it's making me
Unbelievable.
at that through a third perspective, not on my own screen. Dude, imagine being like, "Get me the stewed eels." That looks
Stewed.
extra liquor. What is that sauce? You just made it soup.
That's
you
what I
took
don't get.
3 pies and mashed potatoes and you made it soup.
Dude, that's what they do with the beans too. Like the beans are
Oh,
so
dude.
like they're literally just water.
The Spud Bros beans are just actually disgusting.
Just water. Like when they pour it in, the beans stay on top and all the liquid goes to the bottom.
it's
Like,
so
just-
gross.
It
dude.
like disappears.
It's so gross.
Dude, also, before we get off this fucking topic of our little side quest on
Shut up, Bosch. though.
TikTok,
He's goaded.
did you see that Flesh Gods off Instagram? They yanked him off.
Yeah, I'm not shocked, dude, because I think he was just spreading lies. He's like I'm being serious, Josh.
I
Like
mean,
I
yeah,
thought I
he's
started thinking
definitely-
about it, dude. If
yeah.
you like look into his videos, he just says lies. Like he goes, yeah, what is it? What is it called? It's like chicken ceviche. They love in Estonia. People be like, yo, I'm from Estonia. We don't eat raw chicken. Like that is so gross.
That's not why he would get kicked off. He'd get kicked off because he's fucking saying that eating raw fucking rotten chicken livers are good for you. That's literally, it's good for your stomach. They're already broken down. They're good probiotics for your stomach.
No, yeah, he just lies. He's definitely got worms, dude. He's got to have them.
He has one massive one. Just, no.
I was about to say, what?
I don't actually know, but I'm sure he's got one massive worm in his tummy.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it's gross. Like, actually gross. All right, that was our food talk.
That's
Shout
it.
out.
Yeah, that's it.
Shout out TMA Food Talk. In case
Shout
you guys
out.
are wondering, you needed that food talk.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Josh, I mean, other than the John Morant thing, which I just think is hysterical, I mean, do you suspend him or do you fine him?
Oh, you just find him.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
agree.
reason to suspend him.
I agree.
Anyway, he's going to keep doing it. Just make money off him.
So I have a question for you because I saw this video last night on Twitter as well, and it kind of frustrated me.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards had to leave the game yesterday because he got injured,
His ankle.
because the coach was walking up and down the sidelines. I understand, and I think this is something I've had an opinion on for a very long time, just to be honest with you. I understand coaching is a very high-stress situation, and you want to be moving and grooving. At some point, they have to stay in their area, and it should be by the scorer's table. There's no reason, as a head coach, they should be on the baseline. Because if he's not there, Anthony Edwards doesn't get hurt. And they already put the fans and the benches too close to the court, so there's literally no room for error. But it does drive me crazy that like these grown men like Sean McVay and now some of these NBA coaches can't just control their movement. It is so easy, even in a high-stress situation, to just stay where you're supposed to be, to not walk onto the court, to just stay where you're supposed to be and watch the game. Darvin Ham is a great example. He just watches the game. Might not be a great coach, but he just watches the game. And it drives me crazy that these are grown men in their 40s and 50s, some of them in their 60s. And coaches like Sean McVay need another grown man to pull them back. Like at some point, I think the coaches need to grow up, because if this ends up being like an injury that lingers or ends up hurting Anthony Edwards in the long term this year, just because a grown man can't stay in his area, like, is that not insane to anybody else? I saw that and it drove me crazy.
I mean, technically, he is allowed to go there now.
But he shouldn't. Like that, but this is what I'm saying. Like, they shouldn't just have free reign to walk wherever they want, because there's already no room. There's already no room. And him being there, there's no reason you need to be in that baseline. No reason. He can be.
It looked like he was like almost getting out of the way, though. Like he was trying to get out of the way.
But
like,
when,
he,
the,
like, was
but when the
walking,
action
like,
is
away
right
from
there,
it.
there's no reason to be that deep, because that can happen. And now Anthony Edwards could have not debilitating, but an ankle injury that could linger and cause the Timberwolves to lose games that they shouldn't lose.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just like,
It shouldn't be a
Ticky-tack.
hazard of the game. It shouldn't, though, is my point. You're a
don't think it is
grown
a-
man.
I mean, realistically, though, like, has anyone ever gotten hurt because a coach is standing there?
But it only takes one. It only takes
but
one.
just random shit happens all the time in sports. Just I don't think that's like a massive deal that a dude just standing behind him.
It drove me a little crazy, I'll be honest.
I can tell.
Drove me a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Just because that, like,
it
the
is-
Sean McVay stuff, like, everyone thinking that that's, like, funny. Dude, he's a grown-ass man that has to hire another grown man to pull him out of the way of referees. Like, dude, grow up.
To be
Grow up.
fair, in football, like, I didn't even give a fuck about it, and I played for 1 year. I didn't even care. And, like, you always, like, for some reason, like, it just the line always moves up. Everyone always gets close to the field and was like, move the fuck back. Every game that happens like 5 times for no reason. I mean, those are also kids doing it. So
Right,
it's
this
like,
is the
you're
NFL,
a grown
you're a
man.
grown man.
But, I mean, yeah. I think the NBA is like worse than the NFL. Because the NFL, it feels so big. Like, you can get on the field and you're not going to affect the play. Like, NBA, coaches getting on court while the play is going on. It's like, dude, get the fuck
yeah,
out
it's
of here.
insane. Insane.
Like, I think that the box is fine. Like, they should maybe, like, not be able to go to the end of the bench, but then, like, what do they do if they have to go talk to a player at the end of the bench? Like, how do you not walk down there to talk to him? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, but there's rare times you need to talk to a player at the end of the bench that you
Yeah,
can't
rare.
just go.
I don't know, but they kind of mix it up a little bit where they sit and shit. I don't know. NBA, I get, like, getting on floor, but NFL, I feel like just fucking who cares? They're not affecting, unless they run into players, like, doesn't really affect the play too much.
I just think, like, stuff like that just drives me up a wall for some reason. It's like something like that drives me up a wall for some reason. I don't necessarily know why. I think because you're a grown man, like, relax, first of all. Second of all, my nephew has a problem standing in the same area and he's 13. You, as a grown man, should be able to stay in a little box and coach a sport.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's crazy.
If it was the rule and he wasn't doing it, then I would be like, okay, yeah, that's fucked. But I think that him just walking down the end of the bench isn't like insane.
But then causing an injury is where I think you lose me.
Yeah, maybe.
The NIT ended in buzzer beater fashion, so shout out the NIT for keeping March going a little bit longer as we're into April here.
It was always.
We had honor of fantasy scores last night, Josh.
Mhm.
And I think yesterday was just the epitome, and I think it was, I'm going to be honest with you, foreshadowing for the Final Four. Because last night's NIT game was the epitome of you're just betting on kids.
Yep.
Missing 2 free throws in crunch time and overtime is the most college basketball betting on kids thing that could potentially ever happen to you.
And missing a wide open layup to win the game.
That's what I was going to get to. Missing 2 free throws. That's betting on kids.
Yeah.
But then if you had a UC Irvine ticket and you saw that layup, there would not have been a thought in my mind that he was going to miss that, dude.
Oh, we just won. You just got the ball wide open into the rim with 1 second left. We just won.
Not a thought in my mind.
Yep.
Not a thought in my mind.
That was insane.
Which I'll tell you this, though, Josh, which is also hysterical. I think it is funny because of the state of NIL, because of the state of these schools and these new tournaments. The NIT used to be like Arkansas playing Georgetown in the final. Like, you used to get these teams that really missed out. Yet last year, I think we had Seton Hall playing University of North Texas. And I'll be honest, I only saw this game through clips because you couldn't pay me to watch a Chattanooga UC Irvine game in April. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me. So not only has NIL done this, that now the NIT final is UC Irvine versus Chattanooga, and we can sit here and be like, dude, they're good basketball teams. You couldn't put enough money in my pocket, Josh, to make me watch this game.
I mean, you know I don't feel the same way. Dude, I fucking
Yeah,
would
you
bet
live
on
for this shit,
Coppin State.
You live for this
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, I live for this. I kind of love.
Missouri Valley.
I think this is what the NIT is about. Like let the Cinderellas, like not Cinderellas, I guess, but like low key teams that couldn't even get in the tournament that are actually decent basketball teams, like do something. I don't really give a fuck about like seeing Stanford or Arkansas or Georgia in these games. Like they're big programs that really don't want to be there. You can tell. I think it's cooler to see like programs like this that actually, like an NIT to Chattanooga actually means something. An NIT to Georgia means literally nothing. It's like almost
facts.
worse that they won.
100%.
So
Like Seton Hall last year, they won the NIT, but I don't think the fan base was very happy because it didn't carry into
but
this
for
year.
Chattanooga, it's like holy shit, dude. Like
100%.
because like you have a probably Chattanooga's conference probably what 12 teams. You have a less than 10% chance of making the tournament. You have to win your conference to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So the NIT kind of is the tournament for you. I don't know. I kind of like it. I knew
So-
you knew I would like it. Though.
Yeah, I
That's
knew
not
you were
like
gonna
a-
like it. I
That's
knew
not
you
like
were
a crazy thing.
I knew you were going to like it. But some people were DMing me like, dude, what are we taking in UC Irvine Chattanooga? And I was just like, brother, I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm just at the state of my life where I'm not going to just bet on a game because it's on. Like, I have to want to watch it now.
Yeah.
And like UC Irvine Chattanooga, just no thanks. But I will say this, though. So yesterday I had my first session with my new therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to my older sister about it, and for anyone that has not done it, or for anyone that feels like they're going through something, or just feels like it would be nice to talk to somebody about something you're going through, I strongly suggest therapy. I think it's been awesome for me. It's an amazing outlet. It's better than just calling your buddy at midnight and being like, dude, I'm really, because they have school behind them to be able to have these conversations with you, and they know the questions to ask, and they know the advice to give. And I was talking to my older sister about it, and therapy is a lot like dating. Like, you should go through multiple therapists to see like what works for you. And there's nothing wrong with my old therapist. It just felt like we were getting to the point where my whole goal to go to therapy is to get more tools in my tool belt for my mental health, is more so just being in situations and understanding how to act, or if this emotion starts coming up, being able to identify that emotion is coming up, and now how do I compartmentalize it and handle it without it affecting the people around me? And that's something I've been very bad at. And it felt like with my old therapist, we started getting to the point where it was family diagnostic. We started like trying to diagnose my family, and I didn't really want to get into all that. So I started a new therapist yesterday, and she's awesome. And one of the first lessons that we went through yesterday, and it's not necessarily a lesson, you talk through things that you're going through, and they will hear what you're saying, kind of repeat it back to you, at least what she was doing. And then this new idea that I'm going to start to embrace, and I think it's going to work in sports betting. I'm going to start using it in my life, and I'm going to start using it with my sports teams and kind of like the ways that we feel. Both can be true. And I don't think we do that enough as people, because I think even when she said that to me, I was like, wow, I'm definitely a person where I feel like in every situation I have to find out who is wrong and who is right. And I think that's just how I grew up, and I think that's how society kind of, especially in the media for politics and in sports, and you even look at LeBron and Jordan, one has to be the best. But I think this is a really refreshing idea that I don't know why I never thought about it. Both can be true. LeBron can be the greatest player of our generation and potentially the greatest of all time, and Jordan can be the greatest of his generation. Both can be true.
Yeah.
And one doesn't have to be right. One doesn't have to be wrong. And I think it's really helped me like process a lot of things and also be able to look at sports a little differently, betting a little differently, and games a little different. I even think, just bring this up as a micro example, I think even a week ago, in my head, I would have been like, I'm right. Nobody wants to watch these Chattanooga UC Irvine games. Like, Josh is weird for wanting to watch those. But I just want you to know, through the growth and the conversation yesterday, both can be true.
That's why I assume that you brought that up.
Yeah, both can be
things
true.
can be true. There are people that probably fucking hate watching that game.
100%.
Also, there's people that just don't even give a fuck about the NIT. There's like probably 5 things that are true about it.
100%.
Yeah.
Both can be true. But I think that and I'm not just saying that because I think like whatever. I just think that's like a great, like, wow, you practice something and then it comes into like actual practice and it's like, okay, yeah, like normally I would be judging you right now, being like, dude, fucking no way you're like actually tuning in to use it. But it both can be true. Like, you can enjoy the NIT and I can also be validated and not wanting to watch that game.
Yeah.
But
100%.
I think it's a great message, and it's something that I think I'm going to try to apply in a lot of areas in my life as well.
Yeah.
Especially when people are having an argument, or if I'm having an argument or I'm going through something. Both can be true. Both can be true. You can feel a certain way about a situation. They can feel a certain way about a situation. Both can be true, but can you find the middle ground? Whatever it is. Not that Josh and I need to find a middle ground.
Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not true.
But from their perspective, it can be true.
Sometimes people are fucking dumb, though.
Yeah,
And they
that's
need to
true
be told
too.
They're dumb.
Yeah, and Chad is saying Rav is one of those people. So I don't know why, but apparently we're out on Rav.
I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about that.
Money Talk Sports. Can we talk about how we need to be out on Rav?
Oh,
I assume he sold yesterday.
I assume he sold in the surge.
Street.
Yeah. 100%.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And then someone up-aired it and said it's true. Shit.
Oh, there he is. What kind of straight was that?
Shit. But yeah, I mean, but also, I will say this, though. If you watch that game, what a phenomenal way for it to end, though. I mean, soul-sucking if you had UC Irvine, which I assume Rav had UC Irvine in the Get Nice. I'm going to make the assumption. But if you had Chattanooga, what a way to end, dude. You're probably sitting there going, no. And that's what makes college basketball so great.
Yeah.
Is that in the NBA, those guys make those layups, unless you're Russell Westbrook. But in college basketball,
That's 50-50.
50-50. Yeah, a wide open layup with Chattanooga UC Irvine, that's 50-50.
50-50.
And that's kind of what you're buying into here.
Yeah.
That's what you're buying into when you watch a game like that. Is you're
That's
buying
what
into
I
that
love.
50-50.
That's what I love. I love, like, dude, I will be watching the USFL tonight. Or UFL,
Wow.
whatever the fuck it is. I'm going to go back to the system. They need fucking points this weekend.
Wow.
They
Oh, yeah. Tell the
need
people
points.
about your UFL
dude,
system when you bet on the game.
It was 2 seasons back-to-back smacked. I just took the over in the first game because the league can't afford to not have points.
they can't afford to not have points.
They need points in their games. They can't afford it, so we took the over and fucking hooked.
And
Hooked
I
with cheer.
potentially put one of the worst wagers in of all time.
They scored 6 points. And they went, dude, the thing that I hate about that league, though, is they have to go for 2. Well, they have to go for 1, 2, or 3, I think. And none of them are PATs. They're all plays. So, like, you get fucked. I mean, dude, if they just got the 2-point conversion, they would have had 8, and we would have
Wait, they can't just kick a PAT?
Nope.
Then
All
why is
plays.
destroying kicking in that league?
He's a punter and a field goal kicker. There's field goals. but there's not.
Oh, okay.
There's not PATs. All the PAT after you score a touchdown, it's all you have to run a 1-point play, which I think is like a 2-yard play, a 2-point play, which is a 5-yard play, and then a 3-point play, which is a 10-yard play.
Mm.
It's kind of electric though, because you're never out of the game. Like you can get 9. You can put up a 9 spot in one possession.
Josh, we got tagged in a tweet that maybe we should address.
Yeah.
Should we address the tweet?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
someone said it in the Twitch chat.
Sure.
As well. At Mikey Over.
Mm-hmm.
Bro. At Josh Casher.
It's probably fucking him. It's probably the dude in chat. He literally said it's probably him.
At Josh Casher is actually the new trend. Whenever this kid says he loves something about a game, it goes the complete opposite. Laughing, crying emoji face. And I just want you to know, Josh, that means the show has a little bit of motion.
Yeah, I don't even know what that
if
means.
If people weren't saying that you weren't the new Trent, they wouldn't be watching, you know?
That's
So I
true.
think that's good.
That's true. I mean, yeah.
But also, back against the wall, we got to hit some PODs here.
It's 100% Bafion.
We got to hit some
him tweeting
PODs.
that for sure. That's so funny. I mean, dude,
We got to hit some PODs.
I was the only one that didn't lose the POD yesterday.
Well, I wanted to POD the Lakers over till Krabs got in my ear like the evil stepdaughter in Cinderella and told me to take the over in the Philadelphia Phillies game, which, by the way, let's just transition to baseball then, because we've been quite literally some of the worst gamblers, and by we, I mean me.
I was going to say, dude, I feel like just yesterday
Yeah,
was
but we were
bad,
on
but
all the
before
same
that, we were
shit.
fine. Yeah, I know, yeah.
So yesterday we had a disaster day.
No, yesterday we were terrible.
And I just, like, here's the thing,
It was
Josh.
him.
And here's what I want to say. Of course that's me. Here's what I want to say.
It's always hate.
Goots needs a fucking shed. Because this Orioles team is horrendous. No Gunner or not. This Orioles team put on one of the most embarrassing displays I've ever seen a baseball team put on last night. Yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
The
it was
sun
pretty
didn't
early,
even
yeah.
go down before they shit down their leg.
Mm-hmm.
One of the worst baseball games I've ever watched out of the Orioles. I mean, men in running position, flying out, errors, double plays. I'm out on the Orioles, dude. I'm out on the Orioles. And it felt like once we wrapped up the show and Krabs couldn't have been more right, I think the Orioles were sharp yesterday as favorites against the Red Sox with no Gunner. So we should have just faded the Orioles is what we should have done, because the Red Sox came out and they beat the shit out of them. And by the way, that game would have went over if we just took that game. But instead I went, you know what's going to have a lot of runs? The game that's the over-under's at 10.5 and it's not in Coors. And normally you don't get Coors, non-Coors runs like that.
Yeah, you don't.
You really don't. And the over was 10.5. Josh, I have never seen a more cursed over in my entire life. They left, are you ready for this? 19 runs on base.
Mm-hmm.
We would have almost doubled our over. Doubled our over if they just did their job. And I'm talking bases yacked with one out in the double plays.
There was no outs.
I'm talking 2 outs, 2 men on with Schwarber up. We're stealing bases and getting thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen an over be more cursed than yesterday's Phillies game. 19 left on base, dude.
That's what happens in baseball, dude. Sometimes your day, sometimes it's not, dude. And everything, there was like no Ks in that game, too. Everything was in play out, in play out.
Everything was a
in
blue
play out,
dot on
yeah.
the real app.
Every single time.
Every single
That's how it goes.
every
dude.
single batter. And by the way, Josh, I don't know who this kid is, and it should tell you how untapped I am at baseball. I have never seen anyone be as good as baseball as Christian Campbell, dude. That kid has the reddest hitting chart I've ever seen. And by hitting chart, I mean like his hot zones.
Yeah, yeah.
The entire batter's box is a hot
Yeah, he's
zone.
been good this year. He's been really good.
He's been unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
He's so good. And I faded him with the moose shit Orioles.
Yep.
The Brewers came through, though. Shout out Krabs. That was a
Shout
sweat.
out Krabs.
The Yankees end up beating the Diamondbacks, and the Astros beat the Twins, but it's squeak Dundee.
Squeak.
So that's good. We knew that was going to happen. That is good.
Squeak.
Josh, should we surf some slate? Because we're going to talk about the Final Four. We're going to talk about the MLB. We're going to talk about a little NBA. And let's just go from there.
Sure. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Slate Surfers, the part of the show we surf the slate, give you all the plays and parlays you need on a Friday. Here's what I want to do, Josh. We got 2 really good games. We're a college basketball show. Let's just take our time. Florida, Auburn. If you guys tuned into the Prize Pick Spaces last night that me, Lauren, and Jovan did, shout out Jovan for jumping in there last second. He was out of the pen. We had to call him out of the pen, and he was just a phenomenal fill-in.
Shout out.
We really needed him. But shout out Lauren, Jovan, myself, and Prize Picks. If anyone tuned into the space, we had a great conversation
Gave away some
about
coin as well,
the
right?
squares. I don't know if we gave away coin.
I think they gave away some coin.
Okay, we gave away some coin. Let's go. Starting at Florida, Auburn. I had a take yesterday in the space that I want to say to you. And I have a 2-piece that I put, I think it was $250 on Prize Picks, and it's probably my favorite lineup I've made in a long time. And I actually think it's the same gamer. Okay. It is the same gamer. This Florida-Auburn game is going to be weird. I'm taking the over. I'm just letting everybody know.
Okay. High total.
100% I'm taking the over 159.5. 2 SEC teams that know each other very well. I think the game opens up a little bit in the second half.
Okay.
I'm going to be on Florida, although as we're getting closer to the game, I think Auburn money line could just be the wager of the year because this Florida team is kind of squeaked by teams. And after hearing Jovan talk about this Auburn team has yet to have a favorable matchup with anyone they've played, and they've beaten everyone with unfavorable matchups. And they match up well against Florida. So I think this is the first time you're getting a good matchup for Auburn, and it could just be Auburn comes in. And I don't think they smoked them. I think it's a close game, so I think plus 2.5 could be the bet. I'm going to be on Florida money line because I just think Walter Clayton he's just the man of destiny right now. And I think when you play a man of destiny in March, it never goes well for you.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I'm starting to inch towards the fact that Auburn could be the play. I already have money on Florida, so I can't flip. But out of everything I've locked in, Auburn is the one play that I think that should have been it. But I'm on the man of destiny. I'm not scared of it. The reason why I really like Florida and why I like this first Prize Pick square that I'm going to give you today, which is Elijah Martin points. There's only one man on this floor between the two teams that's played in the Final Four before that when they get out on the floor isn't going to feel those jitters for the first 5 minutes like everyone else isn't going to feel the environment, isn't going to feel the arena, probably won't really feel the pressure just watching his interviews, and it's Elijah Martin. And I think when you're Florida, you lean on a guy like that when the game starts. You lean on a guy like that going into the game, especially if you're the head coach. You probably have him talk before the game, and I think you lean on him heavily, especially after having a lackluster game last game. And I just love having experience and seniority in a Final Four because I think that moment feels really big for everybody when you get out there. Because this is what you've dreamed about playing. This is what you've dreamt about when you were a kid and you decided to commit to one of these schools. You want to be in a Final Four.
Yeah, I feel like they go to him pretty early normally as well.
100%.
He tries to get a shot going fairly early every single game. He is not shy to shoot early.
And something I was made aware of yesterday in the space by Jovan as well is Elijah Martin missed the first time these two teams played each other. So I think you're getting an Elijah Martin that Auburn isn't going to really, can't go into the same game with the same game plan because he didn't play. You're getting a senior that's been here before, the only guy on the floor that's been in a Final Four. And I think you lean on that.
Yeah.
I really think you do. And I think that's also why I like Florida. I think you have the man of destiny and you have the only guy that's been there before, and both of them are buckets.
Yeah.
Elijah Martin points is like my favorite play of the entire tournament.
I like that a lot. A lot.
Of the tournament. Favorite play of the entire tournament is Elijah Martin points, for sure. On the other side, though, I think after a lackluster game, the game before, and I think the way Florida plays, which is how Jovan was explaining it, is they want to run you off the three. They want you to come in the paint because they got trees everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's only one guy on Auburn that I really think can get to a bucket when you run him off a three, and he can't just set and shoot and fire. And I think after having a really tough game against Michigan State, I think Auburn goes through Tahad Pettiford in this game as well. And I think when you run Tahad Pettiford off the three, he's one of the only guys I think on Auburn from the guard perspective that has the bag to be able to get to his spot and make a mid-range. that has the bag to be able to get down low and play with the trees. And also, I think has bag enough to, even if you try to run him off the three, can get a couple off. And I think after having a really bad game against Michigan State and playing a familiar opponent in Florida, who I think plays defense into the way he wants to play the game, which is get me the ball and let's see what I'm looking at. I agree with Alex. He reminds me a lot of Kyrie, the way he moves. I mean, obviously no one is Kyrie, but in terms of the way he can handle the rock, and it seems like he diagnoses as you're playing defense. I love Tahad Pettiford.
I like that too, actually.
And that's my two piece, is Martin points and Pettiford points in a total that I think is going to soar past 159 and in a game that I think is going to be phenomenal, dude.
I mean, that game is going to be insane. I have no qualms with either of those plays. I don't know how you want to take that. It's a good or a bad thing, but I do.
I'm not a believer in people being cold and mushing, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, dude. You know what I kind of like? I mean, I don't know why they don't have his demon or like a normal score, but Miles Kelly assists. I feel like that dude is such a threat from the 3-point line as a catch and shoot guy that, as much as Florida, they try to close out so quickly on guys shooting a three, maybe a little pump fake, drive, kick to somebody. That's 100%. How they get those threes.
Cohen's Cake with a tier 1 sub for 24 months, 2 years of hanging out with Bookit and being a part of family. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. He said bang.
Bang.
Well, dude, I think I also like Florida because they got more guys. Like, I'll be honest, I trust Elijah Martin and Richard more than I trust Denver Jones and Chad Baker-Mazara. And I think that's why I give the edge to Florida, because I think Walter Clayton's better than Pettiford, and I think Walter Clayton's better than Janai Broom. And I think the secondary pieces and how deep Florida can go is why I think they're going to beat Auburn.
Florida's just annoying. They're an annoying team.
Annoying.
They'll never go away.
And they have so much height coming off the bench that, again, it's going to be a really hard matchup for Janai Broom.
Broom's going to have a really tough time.
Again.
He's going to have a really tough time.
Again, a really tough time. But I think I give Florida the edge for guards, and I think I'd be a liar if I said that Auburn is going to win, even though I've told you all March, and now that we're in April, that guards win March Madness.
Yeah,
I think Walter Clayton is heads and shoulders above whatever Auburn has. And I think the secondary option being an Elijah Martin, who was the number 1 option on that FAU team scoring-wise, I love it, dude.
Yeah. I think this game's going to come down to who shoots a three better.
100%.
Like you kind of know that. Like,
100%.
Is Clayton going to be hot? Is Kelly going to be hot? Is Pettiford going to be hot? That's all it's going to come
And
down to.
I really do think this game goes back and forth. It might be a really low-scoring first half because I think both these games are going to have really low-scoring first halves because I think you feel each other out and you're kind of scared to make the first move. And I think in this SEC matchup, that feeling out period might be a little quicker than in Duke Houston.
Oh, for sure.
So I like taking this over, too, even though I think overs in really big games are scary.
I don't hate this over at all. I kind of love it. I think I agree with you. I think that this game might be like 70 points at half, a little slower to start. It's not going to be like super slow, but I could see in the second half, like this game opening all the way up.
All the way up.
Like the adjustments that these coaches are going to make on offense will be plenty to score a lot of points, I think.
And I do think I'm betting on the worst coach, though. Better talent, worst coach. I do give Bruce Pearl a lot of credit.
I don't know. I mean, Florida does have something to prove, but I mean, dude, throughout the regular, they haven't lost since us, I think.
I mean, dude, they have the better
us,
talent, dude.
I think.
They have the better talent. Florida has the better
coach.
talent, head and shoulders.
The coaching situation,
I think it's
would say is
here.
closer. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's not as far as people think.
Josh, can I walk you to the Duke game? And I think we're going to be on opposite sides of this one. I already have Duke to win the national championship, so I was already going to have Duke to advance, but I'm just going to tell you why I think they're going to win. And I took Duke minus 4.5. It's now 5.5 plus 100 on the green. I have Duke minus 4.5.
Okay. You think we're going to be on opposite sides?
I do.
Okay. Of your prize picks.
No, of the sides.
I'm on Duke.
Oh, okay. Word. Oh, then yeah, let's go.
I'm on Duke as well. So.
I think there is not a position that Houston has better than Duke. And I think out of these 4 seeds, this is the worst number 1 playing the best number 1. And that's literally like saying this is the best pizza in New York and the worst pizza in New York, and they're the 2 best shops. So saying the worst number 1 doesn't mean a lot. Houston likes to lean on their defense. But the reason why I'm not worried at all about Duke covering the spread, I might take Duke first half as well. is their guards are so streaky. LJ Cryer and Emmanuel Sharp. Emmanuel Sharp had 2 points in the first half last game, had to come out and have 15 in the second half for them to win that game.
Yeah. Cryer went like 1 for 5 from 3.
You cannot. And LJ Cryer, I mean, dude, we faded Baylor all year. You can tell me a kid from Baylor is now the lead on Houston. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Just because he went to Baylor.
You cannot have inconsistent talent and beat Duke.
No.
And they have 3 guys that are the head of the snake that are all inconsistent. Juwan Roberts, you never know what you're going to get out of him. He either is the best center and forward in college basketball, or he has 2 rebounds as one of the most highly touted big men in all of college basketball. You've got LJ Cryer, who, when he's on, potential microwave can give you 25. More than not, though, he shoots 1 for 5 from 3 and gives you about 12. Emmanuel Sharp, again, a guy that when he's on his day, he can give you 15 to 20. More than not, he gives you 11 to 13. You can't play this buzzsaw of Duke with inconsistent talent, no matter how good your defense is. Because I have news for you. Duke is one of the only teams in this tournament that 1 through 5 can score the rock.
Yeah.
So you try to stop Cooper Flag. Oh, there's Concanoople in the corner knocking down 3 for 3 from 3. Oh, Concanoople is cold. You've somehow found a way to lock up Cooper Flag. Here comes Tyrese Proctor, who can, at any point in time, it feels as though, turn it on. And I just think you're getting a defensive-based team against the best offense we've seen in college basketball this year. And I think Duke is going to run them out of the gym, dude.
I would agree with you. I think...
I do. I really do. I really do. This is my favorite bet of the tournament is Duke minus 4.5, and they remind me a lot of UConn. It's just trust that what they're doing is going to last, because I think a lot of times last year and the year before when we looked at those UConn teams, you'd look at a spread and you go, at some point it's got to slow down.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
But I just think the reality is Duke is going to run everyone out of the gym that they play this year. They are really, really, really that good.
They could run one play on offense and score every time. That 2-man game between Flag and Malawach is literally unguardable. Actually unguardable. Last game, they scored on like 6 straight possessions with that. I think they're going to use that again. And like, you run that 2-man game and someone crashes from the outside, like fucking Proctor's wide open, Khan's wide open. Like, you can't. And
you can come off the bench, dude, and you get guys like Isaiah Evans, who's a freshman, given, but he's a tough guard.
Yeah.
He's a tough, like, and I mean, like, he's tough to guard.
Yeah,
he's not very consistent, but God forbid Isaiah Evans comes off the bench and is feeling himself. Now you're in real trouble.
Drew Energy said Duke definitely ran KU out of the building. That was 4 months ago.
I think I was still living in Frisco.
I mean, yeah, that was like.
I think that might have actually been 5 months ago. We're talking about week 1 games.
Yeah, that was actually the first
week 1 games. We're talking about week 1 games.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's no doubt. Like,
I think this game goes under though, because I'll be honest with you, Josh. The thing that nobody realizes about Duke and the reason why they run teams out of the gym and the reason why they beat the crap out of teams is you had the second best scoring team in the country in Alabama come in and they shut everybody down. So this Duke defense is also nothing to laugh at, or what did I say the other day? This Duke defense is also nothing to shake a stick at. Because I got news for you, dude. I got news for you, dude. This Duke defense. You're giving him inconsistent talent against a good defense. I don't think Houston scores more than 25 in the first half. I genuinely don't.
I do like this under as well. I think Duke. I kind of agree with you. I don't think they have trouble. I don't think they have trouble scoring, but I think Houston does.
I 100% agree. And I think everyone's looking at it the other way, though. I think they're going to go, Duke is really going to struggle to score. And I think you're going to see a game that by the end of the first half, everyone's going, holy God, this Duke team is good.
Yeah, Houston's got to play really slow, too. They're going to have to try to slow the game down.
You have to.
They have to.
But Duke can play slow, too.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why I think they're going to get themselves in trouble.
100%. 100%. In terms of prize picks in this game, Josh, so Lauren, Jovan, and I think that was the one game we really struggled with, was finding good squares in this Duke game.
You know what I think you do? I was looking at it yesterday, actually, too. Couldn't find one. I think you just close your eyes and click Cooper Flag more than fantasy. Because there is no reason that he doesn't go absolutely fucking insane in this game. He is I think he's maybe the best defender in the country as well. That dude blocks he has some of the most insane blocks I've ever seen a college basketball player make, and no one seems to talk about his defense. So I think we just take fantasy, close eyes.
So in the Prize Picks lineup we made yesterday, Josh, that kind of goes along with what you're saying. We wanted to take fantasy for Cooper Flagg, but his points got bumped down, and that kind of scared us a little bit. I'm not genuinely that scared of it. I think Cooper Flagg could still get you 25 points no matter what you bump the line up or down to. He's just so good at basketball that you're seeing it, Josh. This kid's played against the University of Maine since he was 13 years old, and he gave Team USA buckets. If you think just because Houston's good at defense, they can slow down one of the best prospects we've ever seen that has gotten buckets against LeBron James, you're just not in the right headspace.
Yeah.
But we took his rebounds and assists at 12.5 because I think he does everything other than score. I think Houston goes into this game going, all right, we got to slow down Cooper and be able to not allow guys like Con Knoopel and Tyrese Proctor to beat us, but every possession Cooper has to be hell in a cell. And what Cooper does really well, and why I've grown to love Cooper Flagg from my hater days in the beginning of the season when I would say we fade him in big games, dude, he's a hustle machine.
Yeah, he is.
And when you try to take away his scoring, I think we maybe forgot Cooper Flagg's the most unanimous number one overall pick, maybe since Zion.
Yeah.
He's going to do everything else. Throw two at him, he's an unbelievable passer. You throw two, he throws it out to his teammate, everyone scatters, and that ball goes off that rim. He'll out-rebound Juwan Roberts, dude. There's no problem with him doing that. His chart was very red as well, a very weird chart. 12.5 rebounds and assists. I love that for Cooper Flagg.
I love that too.
On the other side of the floor, too, we took a guy with a really, really, really red chart that I think if you're him, this is just doing your job as a basketball player. Emmanuel Sharp, more than 3.5 rebounds and assists. If you can't get more than 3.5 rebounds and assists against a Duke defense, like you're just not doing your job. You're just not doing your
You're almost
job.
doing nothing.
They're doing like
No.
That's what Lauren said. She's like, "Are you even playing if you can't get 4 rebounds and assists?"
Yeah,
Like that's insane.
yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I have nothing
I
on
feel like
that.
you
It's
can't
just-
not
you
like
can't
that
not
because
like-
it's
yeah.
like that's just so low.
and if he doesn't hit that, he is a bozo.
Bot, dude.
Bozo.
Bot.
Okay.
But I also agree with Gabe A, and this is something I said in the Prize Pick space too. You don't have to look at charts for the Final Four either. This is
Yeah, it doesn't
just
matter.
be able to look at the games and pick what you like in this game. Don't care if they're green, don't care if they're red. If you think it's a good spot, it's a good spot. Other squares that I looked at in that game, Josh, I mean, you just can't. I can never find a spot where I don't like Tyrese Proctor points. Just what he's been
That
doing.
one game just got you.
But even what he's been doing since then, he's still
Yeah.
at 17 against Bama. Like he is, I think, kind of
Bucket.
becoming that number 2 throughout this March Madness tournament. And Con Knoopel seems like now you're just a spot-up shooter. And Con Knoopel is kind of that number 2 all year. And that's why I think you had John Shire crying in the interview being like, Tyrese Proctor, this is exactly what we thought he was going to be all year. But I still love Tyrese Proctor points. I think it's interesting that his threes is a goblin. I've just been waiting for them to put up Con Knoopel's threes, and they did. I don't hate Con Knoopel more than 2.5 threes. Because I think if we talk about the game plan, stop Cooper, maybe throw 2 at him. Who do you try to find when there's a double team? Maybe Proctor. Proctor dives, and now who's wide open? Con Knoopel in the corner.
Yeah.
So I don't, if we're talking demons, I don't hate Con Knoopel. Demon
I don't hate
2.5
that.
threes. I think a sneaky guy that you're talking about, is Malawak, and I think it's his fantasy at 22.5.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I was just looking at that.
I think he is the much better center compared
He
to
is-
Juwan Roberts.
Dude, and he does everything. He's a gritty ass player. That dude
Everything,
is-
dude.
He is the unspoken hero of that team, I think. He does so much that no one talks about. He's always in the right spot for Cooper Flagg.
100%.
Always in the
Every
right
time.
spot.
And it feels like that's why Duke beats you, because everyone's in the right
Yeah,
spot.
that's
There's never
100%,
anyone that's
yeah.
not doing what they
They
should
play like
be.
an NBA team.
They do. 100%.
They run actions, off actions, off actions, off actions, off actions, whereas other teams will run
One
an action off
action.
an action, and then
One-on-one.
it's ISO. Yeah.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
That's literally what Providence did. One
Yeah.
action, then one-on-one, who's going to shoot a 3. Not to bring up Providence getting banged. But dude, on the Houston side, I would love if you could look at some squares. I can't fall in love with a single one. Other than Emmanuel Sharp, rebounds and assists, just because it should be so easy to get that number. And if you can't, you're a bot. I don't want to trust anyone on Houston, dude. I don't trust LJ Cryer to get 16. I don't trust Juwan Roberts to get 10.
I will say,
I don't even like his rebounds at 5.5. He had 2 against Tennessee.
Cryer being at 2.5 threes is odd for him not. He's shot terribly the last 2 games.
That is a weird square.
I think that's a weird square.
Okay, I could.
I
get
also
behind
could
that
see
square.
him like if there's
bless you.
anyone on Houston that's gonna shoot them back into this game, it's him.
him.
It has to be him.
It's
right?
him and Sharp, and I don't like that.
I
I
don't
don't
like
think
Sharp.
Sharp gets 13.
I don't think so either.
He's
I think
so
Cryer
inconsistent.
3s is probably just a safer play. He's gonna get his 3s up.
I
They're
think
gonna
if I
trailing
were
this
to do a
game.
2-piece in this game, it would definitely be Tyrese Proctor points with maybe LJ Cryer 3s, just because I don't hate that narrative. But I don't think you can go wrong with Cooper Flag fantasy and Walter Clayton fantasy either.
Yeah.
Jovan is not a big game guy in terms of he likes the best guy in the team. He loves Walter Clayton fantasy.
Wow.
So if you want to make a 2-piece of just watching the best players in the country, Walter Clayton fantasy, Cooper Flag fantasy might just pay as well.
I mean, that could be a very fun sweat as well.
But the 4-piece from the prize picks was Walter Clayton fantasy, Emmanuel Sharp RA, Cooper Flag RA, and Todd Pettiford points. And I love all those, dude. There's
I
really
love
not
that.
one I don't love. I think if I were to make a personal one, other than my same gamer, if I were to make a 2-piece same gamer for the Duke game, it would probably be Proctor points. And now that you say it, I don't hate that LJ Cryer 3s because if they are down big, he's the only guy
Yeah,
you
is there
let.
anyone else? Yeah, I don't think there's anyone else.
He's the only guy I think you let even attempt to get you back in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think you go, all right, Manuel, let's see if you can get hot.
I also think that like he'll shoot 6 to 7 regardless. So like just make
100%,
1 or
dude.
2 early and then like
Garbage
down
time.
the stretch,
man.
garbage time, get 1.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the college basketball. Let's move to the MLB for a little bit.
Let's do
Or
it.
should we stay in basketball and just talk NBA for a second? I haven't been too tapped
We
in. I
can do
mean,
the
we were
NBA.
locked in on that over.
We were locked in. We can do the NBA. Let's run through it.
Yeah, let's
There's
just
not too
do-
many great games. We can just talk about a couple games.
I mean,
Some of the
again,
good ones.
13-point spreads is just absurd.
Yeah. 16 and a half, 11 and a half, 11 and a half,
Wait till you get to the bottom.
13 and a half, 15 and a half, 10 and a half. Yeah. Give me a break.
Like, actually, give me a break. Who wants to bet on this shit day in and day out, dude? It's a joke.
I'll give you something that I believe will be a free wager today.
Okay.
The Chicago Bulls versus the Portland Trailblazers. We're going to take the over 235 and a half. A Friday night in Chicago, that place is going to be packed for no fucking reason. It always is.
Now you're a playoff
For
team.
no, yeah, we are a playoff team.
Contenders.
For no, tickets are $60. Cheapest tickets to this game is $60. They're playing the fucking Trailblazers.
Packed.
That's insane though.
Packed.
Like that's actually kind of crazy.
Dude, well, I don't know if you knew this,
I mean,
Josh,
dude.
but
The Blazers they're 34 and 43, both teams.
I don't think the Blazers are very good. But you forgetting, Josh,
What?
Celtics and Cavs are scared of this
They are
high-paced
scared. So
cat
that's why the UC is going to be jumping tonight. But dude, I think that every time me and my buddies go to these Friday night games, they soar.
Okay.
They soar.
Dude,
Also, it's a high ass.
You don't have to pitch an over to me, brother.
No, I know.
I'm already in.
I know.
If I were to pick a play on the NBA board that I like today, it's literally none. Like I can't maybe take the Nuggets because the Warriors are on a back-to-back now. But I don't know who's playing for the Nuggets. I mean, I also don't want to trust Russell Westbrook in any capacity. I said the Raptors yesterday. That was one of the most moose shit wagers of all time.
I want to take the over in that Nuggets game, honestly. I like the overs in back-to-backs. I feel like it's easier for guys to get up to play offense than defense in the NBA. So, like, I think
Okay.
they just save their energy on defense, use it for offense. The Warriors will.
Okay.
What do we think about that?
Yeah, I don't hate it.
It's a high total, I feel like.
I don't hate it. I could also get behind the Rockets plus 6.5 at home against the Thunder. They're just sneaky.
They are sneaky.
They're
They're good.
just
They're really good at home,
sneaky.
too.
Maybe the Rockets plus 6.5 if I were to give an NBA play. I don't know if I'm going to get to the counter with that, but if I had to give one, that would be one. All right, Josh. Self-proclaimed baseball guys. Let's do it again. Gavin Brown said, Daquan Davis of Providence, how you feeling? I'm feeling good, brother. Go ahead, look up Jason Edwards, too, and get yourself horny. Here's what I'm going to say. We were horrific yesterday, but today is a big slate.
They crunched us in with only a couple games.
I know,
That's
and then
all.
we tried to crunch numbers, and the numbies weren't crunching, and I think we just blew it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll tell you what, though, Josh, I'm going to start my day off taking the Tigers minus 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I'm sorry.
free cheddar.
I'm sorry. I feel like
cheddar.
I got called out betting against the White Sox game 1 with Trent on my side with the Angels, who might be just as bad,
They might be.
but
They
they
might
just
be
have
worse.
names.
They might
Like,
be worse.
You know what the Angels are? The Angels are I made an MLB team, like career mode, and I signed guys that I knew.
Well, dude, the Angels.
Yon Moncada, Tim Anderson.
That's what I'm saying. They just took the old White Sox core. They just took TA and Moncada.
which literally set the record for the worst record of all time.
Yep.
So shout out.
Shut
But I like the Tigers minus 1.5 here.
I would agree.
And guys, this could be fades. So write them down, fade them if you want. But we're gonna tell you our baseball bets every day.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox are finally heating up, and they figured it out a little bit. And the Cardinals, dude. The Cardinals are not.
Dude, I was about to say
They're
the
just-
same thing. I'm about to bet on this Red Sox team all year, dude.
Also-
After betting against them and seeing the names that they have come up to bat,
Yeah.
I don't know why I ever fucking locked that in.
Yeah, Bueller also got shelled his first start. Fetty shoved, and the Red Sox are favored. Sure, give me it.
Money Talk Sports, I feel like we have to give him a little bit of shine. He gave us Shohei bases when Lauren was on.
Yeah.
That was green as Mon. He's got Ketel Marte today.
Oh.
So we got to take that in some fashion. I also like the Red Sox today, Josh. That might be my POD, just being honest.
Okay, let's go. I think the Cubs are.
Yeah, Cubs report.
They're auto today. No, they're an auto bet today. You have to. I think I'm just gonna take their team total though. It's 3.5, dude. These bats have been fucking cracked out. I think it's 5 straight games of their team total.
Playing one of the best teams in
They just-
baseball right now.
You just keep going until it stops. Yeah, best,
Okay.
I mean they're undefeated. -175 against an undefeated team.
The Cubblies
Feed me
with Shota, the Cubblies.
with the goat.
Dude, what do you do with the Mets this year? Because they're, again, starting obscenely slow. And this is a spot where I want to take them because I think the Blue Jays are moose shit. But I don't know.
I don't like betting on the Mets.
I don't either anymore.
Not a big fan of it.
I'm taking the Athletics today. We have to sweep the Rockies. We have to. Like, if we have any chance at hitting this
Sweep
team
it.
total, we have to sweep
You
the
need
Rockies.
2. You need 2.
I
at
need
least.
3, dude. After getting swept by the Cubs, you need to sweep the Rockies because the Rockies are moose shit.
They
So
are.
we have to sweep the Rockies. Like, I'm demanding 3 wins. I also like our matchup
Ooh.
today with Beto. He's not a great pitcher, but I remember the name.
Yeah, he's not great.
But
Dude, so you guys need to beat Colorado because you guys are going to play San Diego and then the Mets.
I know, really bad.
But then you get the White Sox. So you
But
get
really
back on
bad
track
though.
there.
Really bad though. So we need to sweep the Rockies. Like, I
Yeah.
need a Rockies sweep.
They're going to be in Texas in April.
Who, the A's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to that for sure.
End of the month.
We're gonna have to go to that. What do you do here, man? Yankees and the Jollies.
I mean,
Max Fried on the bump against Mitch Keller. Well, unless Skeens is pitching, you might get a different answer, but Yankees -1.5? Maybe the over?
I would. I kind of like the under in this game, low key.
Okay.
7.5. I kind of like the under.
Rav said first 5 under could be air for all those in the chat that are Pirates fans. Mariners, Giants, unbettable. No thanks. No thanks. Not doing it. Can't pay me to do it. Josh, there is just not many times this year
Oh, we got him again.
you're going to get the Dodgers at -130. And I said it from the beginning of the year. Just give me it for a unit, half a unit. I'm not going to not bet the best team in baseball -130.
And they haven't lost a game.
So open your Twitter, see all the action on the Phillies, see everybody saying this is where they get one after a disappointing batting performance against the Rockies, and go ahead and give me the -130 Dodgers.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll have another all goddamn year.
Sure.
All goddamn year. Moving on.
Nationals.
What do you do there?
This might be a dicking. Good old fashioned dicking.
By the Diamondbacks?
I think we take the Diamondbacks -1.5.
Krabs, close your ears.
Just a good old fashioned dicking.
Krabs, close your ears. This might be a dicking.
I feel like he might agree.
Krabs,
He might not, but he might agree.
Krabs, don't turn on your TV tonight. You might be watching a dicking. Marlins, Braves, dude. I feel like why not just take a shot at Marlins +1.5? I mean, the Braves might just be wheels off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, 0-7 and still having the second best odds of winning the World Series.
They did play the Dodgers, so.
They didn't play them 7 times though.
I think I'd just stay off this game.
Yeah,
to be
I'm not
honest
gonna
with
take
you. The Marlins reek of the Kraken. I'm not doing it.
All right. I don't really want to take anything in that game.
I'm taking the fucking Royals. Fuck the Orioles. They're junk.
Have to.
They're fucking junk.
Also, they were
dude.
my team that I was talking about yesterday that I think is going to snap back into it. So
They're
I love it.
junk.
Junk.
Orioles are junk. Fucking Jackson Holiday and Adley Rushman. I bet, dude.
I bet.
Rays Rangers. We got Lauren and Jovan. Booper Bowl.
I hate this game. Won't touch it.
Okay.
Hate it.
Fair enough. Reds Brew Crew, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially some of the worst bats we've seen in a long time
Potentially.
on both
Potentially.
these teams. Could it be a free under 8.5? Why is that over under so high after a 1-0 game?
I kind of want to take the over in this game just because of how shite these pitchers are.
Okay. Danny Mahoney likes the Rays. Shout out to Pep.
Shout out the Pep.
And then Josh, how do you like after everything we've seen?
I mean, yeah, we're taking the guards.
How do you not take the guards at -115?
We're taking the guards.
Like, how do you not take the guards at -115?
Auto.
How do you not?
Well, we are.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, we are.
How do you not? How do you not take the guards at -115? It just doesn't seem the smart move to not. Because the Angels are ratitude.
Rat.
Who's going to do it to me? Tim Anderson? I doubt it. Mike
Dude,
Trout?
he
I
looks
doubt
like
it.
such a clown. Do you know who Tim Anderson is? He is Marquette King of the MLB. That's who he is.
It's a crazy comparison.
Just thinks he's like the swaggiest and sickest player of all time when he fucking sucks. And he'll be out of league next year.
He might be out of league this year. Didn't he get DFA'd last year on the Marlins or some shit?
He might have, yeah. He's a robot. I hate that dude. I hate that dude so much just because of when he used to play the Cubs. He would act like he was the sickest player of all time for hitting blooper singles. That's literally the type of
Blooper.
person he is.
The brotherly blooper bowl.
So swaggy, though.
All right, let's do PODs. What do you got for a POD for me today, Josh?
I think I'm just going to go with the Cubs team total over 3.5.
Okay.
Keep it nice and simple.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead. There's nothing I really love today, but I am going to give you guys a POD that I'll drop a couple units on.
Why are you not going to do the Red Sox?
I was thinking of doing the Red Sox, but the Cardinals do kind of scare me a little bit in terms of a POD.
Okay.
I think I'm going to POD the Royals.
POD Royals.
I think the Orioles are out of Camden Yards, and they suck. And they suck. So I'm going to POD the Royals
Down.
today. I also love the
Over
pitching
it.
matchup. I think
Should we-
Lugo is better than Kramer.
Let's go over of day. Let that Bulls Blazers over.
Yes, over of day, Bulls, Blazers over. I'll have a unit on that as well.
That's actually smacking.
Yeah, I love that too. And then obviously for this weekend, my POD is going to be Duke -4.5. Do you have a POD on the weekend?
I'm gonna take Duke team total.
Okay.
Don't even know what it is. I love
like that
though.
too.
I think they have no problem scoring. I think it's gonna be a little less because people think Houston's good.
Also, someone said Final Four is on today, but Mikey hates women. I guess the women's college basketball's on. Just give me South Carolina
Spreads are
and
fucking
UConn.
a million. Who gives a fuck?
Just give me
the two
South
teams
Carolina
like
and
-600.
South Carolina, UConn. There you go. There are my plays. South Carolina, UConn, women's Final Four. All right, chat. We're going to wrap up the show here with a little bit of Mikey core. Josh, you want to say goodbye to the peeps?
We'll be seeing. Have an unbelievable weekend. If your team's still left in the Final Four, may they win for you. And let's take the over tonight in the UFL. I'm going to sneak that in.
Okay. Over in the UFL, they need points.
Need it.
All right, guys, we're at the end of the show. We do a little bit of Mikey core. We talk about what's going on, hopefully connect with you guys before the weekend. I wasn't going to share this today, but I think I have to because it's going to change our schedule up a little bit. My grandmother passed away this morning. I've only had two grandparents my entire life. My grandpa passed away when I was a freshman in college, and my only other grandparent passed away this morning. She was 95 years old. She was an absolute stone cold killer. She went out on her terms, and she was just the most beautiful person I've ever met in my entire life. And we're going to miss her dearly, but I don't say that so you guys, I'm not, what's it called? I'm not sadness farming. I'm not trying to get you guys to say rest in peace or sorry. I appreciate for everyone that is typing that, but that's not why I bring that up. There is sadness, but there's not a lot of sadness because she was just such a killer and she made it to 95. She lived through World War II. She lived through the Vietnam War. Like, she saw it all, dude. And she got to experience when phones didn't exist to holding an iPhone in her hand. And she was just stone cold killer. And I can't wait to celebrate her life when I get home. But I think we might have to do a show on Monday from New Jersey because I'm going to be going home for her funeral. But I will say, I think death gives you perspective. I think grief gives you perspective. And I think what I wanted to talk about is just grief today. And I talked about it a little bit with my therapist. Obviously, it's going to be a process. I think a lot of times in life when something like that happens, or you lose somebody, or you go through something like that, maybe it hasn't hit me yet. Maybe it'll hit me in a week. Maybe it'll hit me in a month. Maybe it'll hit me in a year. But just understanding that if you are going through something, and if you have lost someone close to you, or things might not feel like they're going the right way, or maybe you got out of a relationship and it's really beating you up, just understand that grief is a journey. It's not something you can fast forward. It's not something you can necessarily slow down. And it's not just a box you check. Grief is a serious journey, and that can be grief in all forms, whether it's losing a person, whether it is having a bad day at work, whatever it is. Just understanding that it's a journey, and you're going to have to go through it every single day, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to run away from you when you're angry. It's not going to go away just because you're having a good hour. And I think just understanding that it's going to be a journey. If you're going through something, that what I'm about to go through, I'm sure is going to be an absolute journey. And understanding that you're going to get through it, though. And I think that's something that I know, too, is my family, we're going to get through it. We have a massive Irish family. She was a single mother with 6 kids. The oldest was 24. The youngest was, I believe, 4 years old. Single mother the entire time. So if there's anything you can take from my grandmother, it's that you're going to get through it. It's that you're going to get through it. Because if she can get through it, you can get through it. A single mother in the 70s with 6 kids in New Jersey. Could you imagine that? And they were all boys, other than one girl. 1 daughter, 5 boys. Imagine that as a single mother. That is, you want to talk about nightmare snare, and if you met my uncles and my dad, you'd be like, I can't believe she made it to 95. But if there's a lesson you could take from my grandmother, and I do love talking about her because I think she's just the strongest woman I've ever met in my entire life, it's that if she can get through that, you can get through whatever you're going through. And I think that's why I know we're going to be fine. Because if she can do that, I can get through a funeral and a wake, and understanding that she had a phenomenal life. And understanding, too, something that I talked about yesterday and that we talked about in the middle of the show, is that both things can be true. It's really sad that we lost her, but it's also really true that she had a phenomenally beautiful life. And made it farther than I think I might make. So she might have me beat on that one when we see each other someday in the distant future again. Long ass time, brother. But yeah, I think I just really wanted to talk about just grief and how tough it can be. And I know people are going through things in this chat every single day. And I know sometimes it feels impossible, dude. A bad day can feel like it is never going to end. Going through really hard emotional situations can feel like it never is going to end, but I just promise you. And take some strength from old Patricia, that if she can get through it, we can get through it. And that whatever you're going through is going to be a journey, so embrace the journey. Embrace the tough days, embrace the bad emotions, embrace the sadness, embrace the happiness when you feel it. And just embrace the journey of it, because it's going to be a journey. And that's what life's all about. I love you guys so much. Take one step forward for me. I know how hard it can be in life to take a step forward. But we've learned through doing this show that it's about the attempt, not the result of taking that step forward that makes you a better person. So be the stronger person today and just attempt to take a step forward, because I know how hard it can be to take that step forward. And I know how difficult it can feel to even want to take that step forward. But be the stronger person today and try to take that step forward. And try to take that step forward tomorrow. I love you if you haven't heard that today. I love you. Hopefully you hear it again today from somebody else, but I'll start your day off by telling you I love you. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Do something that makes you smile, dude. Go have fun with your buddies. Go drink a couple beers. Go to the bars. Watch the Final Four. Have a great great weekend and just do something that makes you happy. The weekends, they fly by, but make sure you use them correctly. So go do something that makes you happy. Go hang out with a friend. Ask your friends how they're doing. Go get a bucket of beers and just have yourself a weekend and watch some college ball. Tune into some baseball today, maybe some NBA if you're feeling weird as ever. We will be here on Monday, hopefully, depending on scheduling, depending on things I may have to get done at home. So I hope you guys stay patient with us. If not, just know I will have a national championship play. It will be Duke no matter the spread, so just put that in your calendar. But I love you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support on this show. I really appreciate the support today for everyone in chat. We had some really good numbers today, and I think that was really nice to be able to kind of have the morning I had and then walk in and have you guys be here and be bodding around, be able to talk about some sports. So I really appreciate you guys for showing up every day. I really appreciate you guys for showing up today. Go tune into BTL after this. Jovan literally broke down the game to the sneakers yesterday for us in the Prize Picks chat, and I think he's going to do it again for you guys today on BTL, and I'm sure Krabs will have his takes as well on the game, and I will be tuned into that. So make sure you go tune into BTL right after this in the same stream, same place. We will hopefully see you here on Monday. Hopefully you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Embrace the journey. You're going to be fine. You're going to get through it.